प्रेम से बोलो श्री Guru Maharaj ki jai ho. Jai Sitaram, dear devotees, Swagatam and welcome back to Sooryoday, your Thursday morning program in your simulcast on Radio and TV Jaagriti with your Shuli Pandit Shiva Janak Maharaj. This beautiful day it is here in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, as we have been getting some showers, and we all welcome showers at this time of the year when the heat has caused so much damage and so much fires and all these other things, and we welcome that rain so that we can have a little green in our environment once again. And so, dear devotees, this entire week and for the past few weeks we continue to celebrate Bhagwan. As we all know, the Trimurti of Bhagwan. There is Bhagwan as Brahmaji, the creator, Bhagwan Sri Vishnu as the preserver, and we know Bhagwan Shiva as the reabsorber, not the destroyer, but the reabsorber. And for the past few weeks, we have been celebrating the Jayantis, or those manifestations of that preserver in the form of Bhagwan Sri Vishnu, as he tells us in all the scriptures. You know, whenever there is a decline of righteousness and there's an uprise of unrighteousness, Bhagwan Sri Vishnu himself makes the promise that he will come and help us, dear devotees. So those conditions must be present. And so we would have had, in the past few weeks, we would have had Parshuram Jayanti, and this Monday gone, we would have had Narsingh Jayanti, and even yesterday we would have had Buddha Jayanti, as we know Bhagwan in those forms, their devotees. And so I would like to tie in yesterday's celebrations together with tomorrow's celebrations. And what is that celebrations tomorrow? We turn to one shlok 20, that will be shlok 26 of chapter 10 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and that ties in nicely yesterday's celebration with tomorrow's celebration. You see, what we have to recognize, and when we read chapter 10 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we realize that Bhagwan is each and everything around us. And amongst those things, he has named specific items and specific things around us which he is the embodiment of. And so Bhagwan Sri Krishna, in chapter 10, Shlok 26 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he says, Ashvattaha sarva vrikshanam deva rishinam cha naradaha. Yes, devotees, he says, amongst all the trees, he is that very auspicious people tree, as we know. Yes? And he continues to say, amongst all the enlightened rishis, the Deva rishis, those higher than regular rishis, the Deva rishis, amongst all of them, he is Naarad Muni. He is Naarad Muni. And so Bhagwan makes the point that he is the people tree. He is Naarad Muni, their devotees. And so if we analyze that, as we look at yesterday being Buddha Jayanti, as we know, dear devotees, that Buddha comes from that root word Bud. As we know, Buddhi is that intellect, that brilliance of knowledge, dear devotees, that we all are seekers of, and we all should be seeking. And how did Lord Buddha acquire this knowledge? What were the conditions in which he came, and what was his message? Let us begin with this beautiful rendition and musical offering to Bhagwan in the form of Lord Buddha, as we offer this offering. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. Prem se bolo Shri Buddha Bhagwan ki jai ho. Dear devotees, Swagatam, welcome back to Sooryoday with your Shri Pandit Shiva Janak Maharaj. In a beautiful selection here, it tells of, the story of Bhagwan Sri Vishnu in his last avatar, that he was here on earth nearly 2600 years ago. 600 BC or thereabout is when Bhagwan came on earth in the form of Lord Buddha. And how did he come? And what did he do? It is said that his mother got a dream one night that a white elephant descended from the heavenly regions and entered in her womb. And of course, later on, this happened to be the night that Buddha, she was conceived. That child was conceived within her. And later on, when she gave birth, it is said that instead of experiencing pain, this queen, she was a queen, she experienced a special pure vision in which she stood holding a branch in a tree with her right hand, while Lord Brahma himself and Lord Indra, they took the child painlessly from her, their devotees. And so this is said to be the kind of birth that happened for Lord Buddha. As we know, Bhagwan Sri Vishnu in his 9th avatar, as we know, Das avatar, and this was the 9th avatar of Bhagwan Sri Vishnu. It is said that his father, the king, was so very pleased that he finally had a young prince to carry on. He named him Siddhartha Gautam. And Siddhartha Gautam was the name given to this child. However, there was a holy one, a pious one who was there, who could have seen the future of this child. And he told them, that you want him to be the king of your kingdom. However, he will be the king of the world. He will be the enlightened one. He will be the Buddha. Their devotees, and the father really didn't want this. He was kind of selfish, as most parents are. They would like to keep their children to themselves. And so his father, he preferred to keep his son to himself, and he locked him up and kept him in the palace, not allowing him to go out. However, one day he did go out, and when he went out, it is said that he saw all the sickness and the suffering and the deaths that were occurring. And he had a thought. You see, these encounters left an impression on the young mind of the child. And he realized that all living beings without exception, yes, devotees, without exception. Sometimes we tend to believe that we are untouchable when it comes to these things. He says all living beings without exception have to experience sufferings of birth, sickness, aging, and death. None of us are immune to any of this. We need to recognize that and remember that, dear devotees. He says and it says here, because he also understood that of the laws of reincarnation, he also realized that they experience these sufferings not just once, but again and again, as if without end. Yes, devotees, because we know, based on our actions, we will be born again and again until we have eradicated all the wrongdoings that we do. And he set out then on a path to help those around. And so this is how he would have left his father's kingdom. He would have gone into the forest. He would have found a peepal tree. That peepal tree and that spot is still there in India, in Nepal, where you can visit and see that spot, that peepal tree, where this young Siddhartha, he went there, he set his mind on one goal of meditation. And through his meditation, he was never distracted. And even though there were so many distractions, as you saw in that last video, we saw that even when the rains were going to come, that Sheshnag himself came and he sheltered him. And this was witnessed by all around, knowing the greatness of this enlightened one. And so under the peepal tree, why the peepal tree? Why do our yogis go under the peepal tree? By the way, yesterday was also Peepal Purnima. Peepal Purnima, and the peepal tree, we all know, is so very significant to us as Hindus. It is the embodiment, as we read in that shlok there in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, of all trees, I am the peepal tree. And you see, the peepal tree is very, very scientific in that those who meditate under it, in the hot summer times, high temperatures, it's very cool. In the cold winter times, it keeps you very warm. You see the devotees? And so, because it gives out oxygen all the time, you can have that maximum oxygen for your pranayam and for your dhyan and so forth. And so it is where he meditated and he became the enlightened one, Lord Buddha, Bhagavan Shri Vishnu in his ninth avatar, dear devotee. And this cycle which he has explained how we all have to go through until we break that mrityorama amritam gamya, we break that circle of birth and death. And how can we? We will learn from our next example, which will be the Jayanti for tomorrow. And who is that? Let us find out in this next selection. Prem Svoroshi Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai Ho. Prem Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai Ho, Shri Naarad Muni ki Jai Ho. Dear devotees, Bhagavan Shri Vishnu himself says in chapter 10, Shlok 26, of all the Deva Rishis, I am Naarad Muni. That Naarad Muni, that servant, that dasa, who is so very close, always chanting Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. However, dear devotees, how did Naarad Muni reach or acquire such a state to be always close to Bhagavan Shri Vishnu and always chanting Narayan, Narayan? It didn't happen just like that. And as you would have seen in that video there, where the message, you would have heard the message in that song, that he spread the chanting of Narayan, Narayan, playing his veena and chanting Narayan, Narayan. He infused that into everyone around him. However, how did he acquire this? How did he come to this? Tomorrow would be Naarad Muni's Jayanti. And in Naarad Muni's Jayanti Katha, he, as we all know, Naarad Muni was initially, or firstly, he was one of the mind-born sons of Lord Brahma, of Brahmaji. And being one of the mind-born sons of Brahmaji, Brahmaji, he wanted to ensure that he had a lineage to continue, that others will have a lineage from Lord Brahma. However, Naarad Muni, he was too caught up playing his veena and chanting all the time and singing all the time. So he refused. He didn't want to get married. He didn't want to have any children. He was too caught up in his music, and so he was cursed, as it may seem, to become a Gandharva, a celestial musical one. And one day, even when he was in that state, in that birth as the Gandharva, a musical one, he again got cursed to be reborn as the son to a poor labor woman who took care of an ashram. And in this ashram, their devotees, so we see from a high state, he was born in a lower state, he was even born in a lower state than that. But in that state, their devotees, it has no place or no state in which we can be born, no status that we can be born into where we cannot achieve Bhagavan. And so even being born to this very poor labor woman who used to clean the ashram, growing there, however, during the months of Chaturmas, it is said that the holy ones used to rest and take rest. The traveling holy ones who used to go from Tirath to Tirath, they would stop at the ashram and stay for the Chaturmas. And his mother will cook the food for them and clean up after them. And young Naarad Muni, he would help her. And he would, massage the feet of the holy ones. This is something that is slowly dying. Our gurus, when you come to your home, we are supposed to wash their feet. We're supposed to give them a little massage and listen to them speak of the kathas. This is what Naarad Muni did. He had Shravanam. He was listening to the kathas that the holy saints, he was in satsang. They always spoke about Bhagwan, and this grew the love in his heart to be close to Bhagwan once more. And additionally, it is said that whatever food that they left, this is the food that Naarad Muni partaked of. And when he partaked of that food, this even cleansed him even more. And another dying tradition that we have, that when the gurus come to the home, the chelas and the chelings, they're supposed to, whatever the guru remnants, the guru leaves, that is the prasad that you should take and eat. Many young people will twist their faces and say, no, they're not doing it. However, this is a tradition and it has merit to it, as the scriptures tells us. And so, dear devotees, he would do these things, and all these things, it is said, as a normal young child, as you saw there, he always was chanting Narayan, Narayan. He never played with his friend. In his mind, he played with Bhagwan Shri Vishnu all the time. And at some times, it is said that when he lost that in his mind, the vision of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, he will cry. Like when a child cries when he misplaces his toy, or his toy is broken. When he misplaces, so he cannot find Bhagwan Shri Vishnu in his mind, he cried just like that. And so Narad Muni, living a life like that, dedicated, and he grew dedicating his life to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. When he left that mortal coil, that is how he came to the form that we all know as Narad Muni. Yes, devotees, this is how he achieved. It doesn't come easy like that. We too have the opportunity, as Lord Buddha said in his avatar, I don't want to waste this birth given to me as a human being. I want to maximize, I want to become enlightened in this life. Yes, devotees, it doesn't mean that you have to leave your duties that you have. However, it means that you have to be a seeker of the enlightenment. You have to live and the teachings of our scriptures. And so today we have two examples, one which was celebrated yesterday, Buddha Jayanti, and tomorrow which will be Narad Muni's Jayanti. Two very good examples to show us we all have the opportunity to purify ourselves. And dear devotees, having celebrated so many of the Jayantis of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu, so many of the Dash avatars we have celebrated over the past few weeks, with Parshuram Jayanti, and then Narsingh Bhagwan Jayanti, and then we had yesterday the Buddha Jayanti. We all join together now in this beautiful arti, the 10 avatar arti, as we pray to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. In all our lives, please help us to keep purifying ourselves to a higher and higher state, to return Mrityurama Amritam, to break the cycle of birth and death. We pray to you, Bhagwan Shri Vishnu. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai ho. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai ho. Dear devotees, may Bhagwan Shri Vishnu bless each and every one of you to become enlightened, or to get closer to that enlightenment, so that you can maximize your birth in this world. May you be servants to Bhagwan Shri Vishnu as Narad Muni was, and may you achieve that enlightenment. As we go and leave you this morning, say special blessings of Bhagwan Shri Vishnu on all our mothers as we celebrate. The world celebrates Mother's Day. We know that Mother's Day is every day in our Hindu tradition. However, for this special day set aside with the entire world, whatever is good we should observe, as my Guruji teaches us. So Mother's Day, please, not only on Mother's Day to seek the blessings and wash your mother's feet and get her blessings and make her happy each and every day. So special blessings to all mothers. Om Shri Jagadambi Durga Devi Namah Shri Vishnavi Namah. May Bhagwan Shri Vishnu bless you all to be those enlightened ones who teach us the pathway to Bhagwan. Dharma That word Ma is there in Dharma. May our mothers continue to bless and guide us on the righteous path. So as we leave you this morning, we pray, Om Asatoma Sadgamya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.